How's it going, everybody? It's John Reinhardt here with Reinhardt Group LLC, and as of the last 8 months, the owner and operator of the Reinhardt Allstate Agency. So yes, I do have my own Allstate agency. Things are going very well. My team happens to be number 2 in the country, and I'm just so proud of that. I'm so happy with the success we're having, and I'd kind of like to just share some tips that are working for me. I know they'll work for you. I don't have a huge centers of influence. I don't have a huge natural market list. You know, I don't have a family member that's been doing this their entire life that I'm clinging on to. Like, I am building my insurance agency off of leads and referrals, which I'm sure you're probably doing the same exact thing here. I've done both life and health and property and casualty, so I know these tips will help you in both areas there. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this little mini series on these little tips that are definitely working for me. I know they'll work for you. So let's kind of get right to it here and, you know, start answering some questions that I had and answering a lot of questions that I get asked by, you know, incoming insurance agents and stuff like that. And one of the biggest questions I get asked is, you know, what's your voicemail strategy? Like, what are you doing for voicemails? When are you leaving them? What are you saying in those voicemails? You know, what are you doing as far as voicemails go? Great question. Great question. That's a question that I sat there and struggled with a lot when I first started doing this. I've tried voicemails in a lot of different ways, and the one way that I have found that really works is I don't leave voicemails unless I have made initial contact, unless I am following up with that customer. I've talked to them before, I have a quote I need to follow up with them with, or I've talked to them in person, whatever it may be. Unless it is, you know, if it's that initial point of contact, I do not leave a voicemail, and I do that for 3 reasons. The first reason is, I mean, a lot of times when you get a phone call from a number that you don't know, I mean, it's kind of eerie. Like, it's a little bit anxiety inducing. And when you get a phone call and a voicemail from a number that you don't know, it just sends your anxiety through the roof. It is not a good feeling. It's a bad foot to get off on. A lot of people that get phone calls from numbers that they don't recognize and a voicemail, the majority of the time, believe it or not, it's a debt collector. It really is. They're debt collectors. It's a huge industry in this country. So yeah, that's why a lot of people, I mean, you're just increasing that anxiety when you're leaving a voicemail from a number they don't know. They don't recognize that phone number. They've never talked to you before. They have absolutely no idea what that phone call would be regarding. So you're getting off on the wrong foot, increasing anxiety, and now that person associates that phone number with a debt collector, and then it's just pretty much like tattooed in their brain that phone number, that's a debt collector, that's a debt collector, that's a debt collector. And until you talk to them or until you get some form of contact, that's what they're gonna assume. And that kind of takes us to our next point, is a lot of people just delete voicemails before they ever even, you know, listen to them. Why do they do that? Well, I mean, if it is a debt collector trying to get a hold of you, it's easier to play stupid than it is to lie. So it's just easier to delete that voicemail. And that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people, no matter what the voicemail may be, they just delete their voicemails. They let them build up and then just delete them. Or they just, if they're worried about the consequences that are going to come from that voicemail, like I said, it's easier to play stupid than it is to lie, so they just delete the voicemail anyway. And the third reason why I don't leave voicemails on the initial contact, and this is the most important reason, and a lot of people have been like, I've never had it explained to me like that, it's time. Time, which is the most important thing that we have here on this planet, that's why we're, you know, compared to a regular phone call, which takes about 15 seconds, a voicemail phone call takes anywhere between 45 seconds to a minute. So in that time that you made that voicemail phone call, you could have made 3 or 4 other standard phone calls. And in the insurance game, this is a numbers game. You know that. Like, it's all a numbers game. You could pick up a phone book and just start dialing numbers, and I guarantee you after 100, 200 numbers, you're going to come across at least one person that's slightly interested in what you're selling, what you're doing. So that is, like I said, it's time. It's trying to put the numbers on your side, and instead of making that voicemail that the majority of people are going to be, you know, it's going to increase anxiety, they're going to delete it anyway, and you just wasted a whole bunch of time. Why not make 3 or 4 other phone calls to other, you know, prospects? That's kind of the way that I look at it. And it kind of ties into what we're going to be doing next. Our next video is going to be on the texting strategy, because pretty much anything you say in a voicemail, you could have just sent in a text. And a lot of people, people that even look in and check their voicemails, they're most of the time just reading the voice to text that's next to that voicemail. They're probably not even going to listen to your voicemail. So it just makes more sense to send a text message versus, you know, sending a voicemail that's going to increase anxiety. They're going to delete it anyway. Why not just send a text message? So that's what our next video is going to be on. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss that. It's great information. I'm telling you, I would say at least half of my policies right now are coming from text messages. I always call and verify when I get the payment details, but I'm telling you, a huge chunk of business that not a lot of people talk about comes from texting. So we're going to talk about in that next video. Hit that like button if you found this information helpful, and guys, please comment, you know, where you're from, what insurance agency you're trying to build up here. Any questions that you have, please drop them down in the comment section. Check in with me, and it's a small channel. I pretty much answer all the comments that get posted on these videos, so I would love to talk to you. Drop a comment down there. This is John Reinhardt here with the Reinhardt Group LLC. If anybody would like an insurance quote, if you're happy to be in Ohio, or if you're not in Ohio, I can connect you with somebody that is out there just with an Allstate quote. You know, please get at me here. I'll put that little QR code right there. If you're in Ohio and you want a quote, scan that QR code and I'll get you a quote. I'll connect with you. But like I said, guys, I'm getting this insurance agency off the ground. Things are going really well. This is John Reinhardt here with the Reinhardt Group LLC. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you next time.